Melissa Delana is our first guest from Delana Law Office, and Melissa is going to be talking a little bit about towns reopening, discussing the way that we're continuing to practice and still get transactions done in the state of affairs that we're going through.
As we are on the heels of our phase one reopening with the state of Rhode Island, I feel as though I'm getting a lot of feedback that everyone was expecting the towns to reopen as part of phase one. Unfortunately, that's not happening. So I think that a lot of the communities, frankly, made a lot of really big efforts and changes to become as operational as they were during the shutdown. So they're in a position where they're able to continue doing business with their new normal procedures. And I don't know when the towns are going to be reopening. We're starting to see some communities offering in-person appointments to allow for a emergency type title, or for something that we're not able to otherwise gain access to online, because a lot of the communities, again, did put efforts in place to join the online community so that we can identify and do titles without having to go in person, which is great. So we're in a position now where we're not seeing any indicators that they're going to be opening full tilt. Most of the communities, they're not allowing the title examiners in, the attorneys in. And I think Providence, frankly, is the one that's the biggest holdup right now, because their online database is very limited. It only goes back to the year 2004. And most of the time, the titles have to predate that year. So we're really eager for them to unroll some sort of opportunity for us to be able to get in and conduct title work. But right now, we just don't have any plans in place.
I see. And what's like the contingency plan? So are closings in those towns just being held up entirely, or?
So what we've been doing during the COVID-19 pandemic is, it really kind of depends. It's case specific. So in the town or city of Providence, for the most part, if we don't have access to getting the documents online, we can look in the history and the records to try to find an attorney who may have the documents.
Okay.
And then go to them, maybe an accountant, somebody that's been involved in the history, to say, are you willing to share your documents? And of course, I've been asked to do it. I've had to ask other attorneys to do it. We're all helping each other, which has been really great to see that communal approach, of trying to just move forward through these transactions when you otherwise can't do it yourself.
It is kind of encouraging that, a lot of the towns do have the online databases and are able to get stuff done that way. Do you see that as a trend going forward as we come out of this? More of that work being able to be done?
So.
Yeah,
I would think so, especially the way that the cities have implemented new policies and processes. Before COVID, we had 2 or 3 communities that were allowing online recordings, for example, or e-recordings. We now have 9 communities in Rhode Island that are allowing e-recordings. So we know that this is something directionally that we were going to be adopting anyway. If you look to Massachusetts, for example, they're almost exclusively e-recording, with the exception of anything that's subject to land court. So we definitely anticipated this to be coming down the pike. It's just sort of forced a lot of the communities' hands to get online and to allow e-recording sooner.